I can't believe you did this. Emily shouted, her voice echoing in the empty space of the living room. She stood in the middle of the room, where sweet memories now lingered like ghosts. Her heart felt heavy as she stared at her phone. The screen lit up with John's final message: "I've withdrawn all the money. You don't need to worry about anything anymore." Those words hit her like a knife, making her feel as if everything around her was crumbling. $70,000, the money they had saved for their shared dreams, for a home, for the children they once dreamed of, was now gone. She hadn't just lost money, she had lost faith in the man she loved and had placed all her hopes in. Emily was a young, strong, and independent woman, but now she felt as if she was standing on the edge of despair. She looked around the house, where every wall held happy memories, laughter, and dreams. But now, all that remained was a chilling silence, as if this place had died along with their love. "Please, tell me where you are," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. But there was no reply. Just the haunting stillness enveloping her, making her feel trapped in a nightmare with no escape. She began to consider contacting a lawyer, but anxiety washed over her. How could she afford to hire a lawyer when the only money she had was now gone? The monthly bills were waiting, and she had no idea what to do to get through this situation. She felt like she was standing at a crossroads, where every path led to failure. "No, Emily, don't let yourself fall apart," she told herself, taking a deep breath to regain her composure. She had once been a strong woman, and now she had to find a way to stand up and fight for herself. She couldn't let John continue to manipulate her life. She decided to reach out to old friends, people she had distanced herself from during her time with John. Maybe they could help her find a solution. As she stepped out of the house, now a prison of emotions, she felt the atmosphere outside changing. The gray clouds overhead mirrored her mood, but Emily refused to let that discourage her. She knew the battle ahead wouldn't be easy, but she was ready to face the challenges. "John, you can take all the money, but you can't take away my strength," she whispered to herself, feeling a fire ignite within her. She wouldn't let this betrayal defeat her. She would find a way to reclaim her life, no matter the obstacles. Emily began walking through familiar streets, where she and John had once strolled hand in hand. Each step carried pain, but also determination. She couldn't allow herself to become a victim in her own story. She would seek justice, not just for herself but for other women facing similar situations. As the neon lights of the city began to glow, she felt a flicker of hope inside her. She wouldn't allow herself to be swept away in the whirlpool of despair. She would be the one to write her own story, and no one could stop her. "This is just the beginning," she murmured to herself, resolute not to let this betrayal define her life. Emily's journey had never been easy, but she wouldn't give up. She would fight for what she deserved, and no one could take that away from her. Emily's story had begun, a battle not just to reclaim her finances but also to reclaim her dignity and freedom. She wouldn't let anyone, not even John, decide her fate. She would be the author of her own life, and no one could prevent that. Emily stepped out of the house, filled with determination but also a sense of anxiety. She knew that to reclaim her life, she had to delve deeper into their financial situation and understand the reasons behind John's actions. She couldn't afford to be passive in this battle. She needed information. Needed to know exactly what John had done with their money and if there was any way to get it back. She decided to seek out Sam, an old college friend whom she had once been close to but had drifted away from during her time with John. Sam was a young lawyer, always enthusiastic and ready to help his friends. Emily hoped that Sam could provide her with the necessary information and help her find a way forward. As she arrived at Sam's office, she felt a flutter of nerves. The small but cozy room was adorned with paintings and bathed in warm yellow light. Sam was sitting behind his desk, looking up as he heard the door open. "Emily. It's great to see you." Sam stood up. a bright smile on his face. But as he noticed the worried look on Emily's face, his smile faded. "What's going on? Can you help me?" Emily asked, her voice trembling. "John has withdrawn all our money, and I don't know what to do." Sam frowned, sitting down and gesturing for Emily to take a seat. "I'm really sorry to hear that. Do you have any proof? Maybe a bank statement or any other information?" Emily shook her head, feeling desperation wash over her. "I don't have anything. Just that message. I feel like everything is collapsing around me." "Okay, let's stay calm," Sam said, trying to reassure her. "We can start from here. You need to gather all the information you can about your finances. If there's any sign of wrongdoing, we can take action." Emily nodded, but inside, she was still overwhelmed. "But if John did this, will he be willing to fight me? I don't want to get into a battle that's unnecessary." "You won't know until you try," Sam replied, his gaze steady. "Don't let fear hold you back. You deserve to protect your rights." Emily felt a flicker of strength from Sam's words. She knew she couldn't give up. She wasn't just fighting for herself, she was fighting for other women facing similar situations. She needed to uncover the truth. "Thank you, Sam. I'll start looking for information," Emily said, feeling a new fire ignite within her. She stood up, ready to leave, but Sam called her back. "Emily, be careful. If John did this, he might not want you to know the truth. Keep yourself safe." Emily nodded, but anxiety crept back in. John had always been skilled at manipulating situations. And now she didn't know how he would react when he found out she was investigating him. As she returned home, Emily felt as if she was stepping into a war. She began searching for information online, trying to understand her finances and her rights. But the more she learned, the more overwhelmed she felt. The legal jargon and complex regulations made her feel as if she were lost in a maze. "Maybe I should consult a financial expert," she thought, but immediately worry flooded her mind. Would I even be able to afford that? While she was lost in her thoughts, her phone suddenly buzzed. It was a message from John. "Where are you? I need to talk to you." A wave of anxiety washed over her. She didn't know how to respond. "About what?" she typed back, her heart racing. Did he know she was looking into him? "About us. I want to explain everything," John replied. Emily felt a surge of conflicting emotions. Part of her wanted to confront him, to uncover the truth about what had happened. "Okay, where do you want to meet?" she responded, trying to maintain her composure. They agreed to meet at a small cafe, a place they had visited many times before. As she walked in, memories flooded back, but this time, there was no joy, only anxiety and tension. She spotted John sitting in a corner, his expression serious. He wore a white dress shirt, but his eyes lacked the warmth they once held. "Thank you for coming," John said, his tone somewhat cold. "I know you're very angry, but I want to explain." "Explain what?" Emily asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "Explain why you withdrew all our money without telling me." John sighed, his expression heavy. "You don't understand. I did this for us. I saw our debts rising, and I didn't want you to have to bear any more pressure." "And you thought withdrawing all our money was the solution?" Emily shook her head, feeling anger boil inside her. "You didn't give me a chance to help solve the problem. You acted as if I didn't exist in your decision." "You don't understand the real situation," John said, his tone becoming defensive. "I was trying to protect you." "Protect? You betrayed me." Emily couldn't hold back her emotions. "You didn't just take the money, you took away my right to know the truth." John fell silent, unsure of how to respond. The surroundings seemed to fade away, leaving just the two of them in this battle. Emily felt as if she were standing in a fight not only for her finances but also for her self-respect and the dignity she deserved. "I don't want to continue this life," Emily said, her voice firm. "I won't let you decide my fate anymore." John looked at her, his eyes reflecting confusion and concern. "Emily, think carefully. I don't want to lose you." "But you lost me when you made this decision," she replied, feeling a new strength within her. She wouldn't allow herself to be hurt again. She would uncover the truth and fight for what she deserved. As she left the cafe, Emily felt as if she had reached a new threshold. She had confronted John, had voiced her feelings and truths. Now, she needed to dig deeper into what had happened, and she wouldn't let anyone, not even John, stop her in this journey. She wasn't just seeking justice for herself. She was fighting for other women facing similar situations. Her battle was just beginning. Emily felt as if she were standing on the edge of a precipice, where everything could collapse at any moment. After the tense meeting with John, she had decided that she not only needed to seek the truth but also to confront the consequences that came with it. She knew that to reclaim her life, she had to uncover what John had hidden and find a way to protect herself. With Sam's help, she had begun gathering information about their finances. They had been working tirelessly over the past few days, analyzing bank statements, bills, and transactions. She felt as if she were turning over every stone, searching for clues in the mess that John had created. Each new discovery made her heart race faster, but it also brought a sense of anxiety. One afternoon, while sitting in Sam's office, Emily received a call from an unknown number. She hesitated for a moment before deciding to answer. "Hello," she said, her voice tinged with nervousness. "Emily, this is Lisa, an old friend of John's." The voice on the other end sounded tense. "I need to talk to you. There are some things you should know about John." Emily's heart raced. "What do you know?" she asked, a mix of anticipation and dread flooding her. "Does it have to do with the money?" "Yes, and much more. I'll meet you at the old cafe, where you and John used to go. We need to talk face to face," Lisa said, her tone serious. Emily felt as if she had just received a ticket into the dark world John had kept hidden. She agreed to meet and immediately felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. She didn't know what Lisa would say, but she sensed that this could be a turning point in her life. When she arrived at the cafe, she saw Lisa sitting in a corner, her expression tense. Emily approached, her heart pounding. "Thank you for coming," Lisa said, glancing around as if afraid someone was watching. "What's going on?" Emily asked, her heart racing. "John is not just withdrawing your money. He's involved in some illegal activities," Lisa said, her voice trembling. "I can't prove it, but I've seen him meeting with some shady people. They talked about using money for money laundering." Emily felt as if she had been struck by lightning. "Money laundering? Are you sure?" She could hardly believe what she was hearing. "Yes. I don't know the details, but I feel that he's deceiving you about many things. I don't want you to get caught up in this mess," Lisa said, her eyes filled with concern. Emily sat down, feeling as if everything around her was spinning. "If this is true, what should I do? I can't let John continue to hurt me." "You need to report it to the police." "But I understand if you don't want to do that." "It's a very difficult decision," Lisa said, her face troubled. Emily felt as if she were standing at a crossroads. Part of her wanted to run away from everything, not wanting to be involved with John and his troubles. But another part urged her to stand up, to fight for herself and what was right. "Do you know who John has been meeting?" Emily asked, fear creeping in. "I need to know more information. I don't know their names, but I saw them at a bar on Saturday night. They seemed very serious and not good people," Lisa replied. Emily felt like a piece of a larger puzzle was finally falling into place. She knew she needed to uncover the truth. But she also understood that doing so could put her in extreme danger. She had to decide whether she had the courage to face John and what he had done. "Thank you, Lisa. I will think about this," Emily said, feeling conflicted. She stood up, feeling as if she had just received new strength but also a deep worry about what lay ahead. On her way home, Emily couldn't stop thinking about what Lisa had said. She felt as if she were caught in a storm. She couldn't believe that the man she had loved could be involved in such terrible things. Anger, betrayal, and fear coursed through her. Should she report it to the police? Would it be safe to do so? When she got home, she opened her computer and began searching for information about money laundering. She needed to know more about what she was up against. She couldn't let John continue to manipulate her life. She needed to prepare for any situation. Suddenly, her phone buzzed again. It was a text from John. "Where are you? I need to talk to you right now. This is very important." A wave of anxiety washed over her. She knew this was her chance to confront him, to ask about what Lisa had said. But did she have the courage to do it? She couldn't let John continue to deceive her. "I'm at home." "What's so important?" she replied, feeling her heart race. "Meet me at the bar near our house." "I need you to hear me out," John responded. Emily felt as if she were standing before a difficult decision. Should she go meet him? She knew this could be her opportunity to find out the truth, but it could also be a trap. Taking a deep breath, she decided that she wouldn't let fear hold her back any longer. "Okay, I'll be there," she texted back, a mix of excitement and determination flooding her. When she arrived at the bar, the atmosphere inside was loud and bustling. The dim lights illuminated smiling faces, but in Emily's heart there was no joy. She spotted John sitting in a corner, his expression serious. She walked over, feeling her heart pounding in her chest. "You're here," John said, trying to smile but failing. "Thank you for coming. Is there something important?" Emily asked, trying to keep her voice steady, but her heart was racing. "I know you talked to Lisa," John began, his face serious. "You shouldn't trust her. She just wants to ruin us." "Oh, really? Can you explain why you withdrew all our money?" Emily couldn't contain her emotions. "I've heard terrible things about you. You don't understand." "I did it for you," John said, his tone becoming defensive. "I didn't want you to worry about money." "But you didn't give me a chance to help solve the problem," Emily replied, her anger rising. "You acted as if I didn't exist in your decision. You can't understand." "I was trying to protect you," John said, his gaze becoming heated. "Protect? You betrayed me," Emily shouted, feeling as if she were in the middle of a battle. "I can't continue living like this." "Emily, please calm down. I don't want to lose you," John said, his voice softening. "But you lost me when you made this decision," she replied, filled with determination. "I won't let you manipulate me anymore." John stood up, his face tense. "You don't know what's going on. If you don't stand by me, you'll get into trouble." "Trouble? What kind of trouble?" Emily asked, her heart racing with fear and anticipation. "I need to know the truth." "You don't understand," John said, his voice rising as if it were a threat. "Don't make this harder than it has to be." Emily felt as if she were at a crossroads. She could either continue living in deceit or confront the truth, no matter how dangerous it might be. She looked John straight in the eye, feeling the strength rising within her. "I won't be afraid of you anymore. I will find out the truth." John fell silent, his expression shifting from anger to confusion. She knew this was a pivotal moment. She was ready to fight for herself, for the truth, and for what was right. She wouldn't let anyone, not even John, decide her fate any longer. "You can't escape this," John said, his voice turning cold. But I won't let you continue to manipulate my life, Emily replied, feeling a new surge of strength. I will stand up and fight for myself. She turned away, feeling as if she had just stepped out of the darkness. She had made her decision, and now there was no turning back. Her battle had just begun. And she wouldn't let anyone stop her from uncovering the truth. Emily turned her back on John, feeling as if she had just stepped out of a nightmare. Everything around her seemed to fade into the background, leaving only the sound of her heart pounding. She couldn't believe she had found the courage to stand up and say the things she had always feared. But now, faced with the truth, she felt as if she were caught in an unavoidable battle. Emily. Don't go, John called after her, his voice tinged with desperation. You don't understand what's happening. She paused but didn't turn around. I don't need to understand anything else. You've chosen your path, and now I have to choose mine, she said, her voice firm yet filled with pain. She felt as if she were standing at a crossroads, where every decision carried unforeseen consequences. You'll regret this. I'm not just protecting you, I'm protecting us, John said, his tone rising in intensity. If you report this to the police, everything will get worse. You won't just lose me, you'll lose everything. Emily bit her lip, feeling a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. She knew John was lying, but she couldn't deny that he had once been the person she loved. I can't live in deceit anymore. I can't continue like this, she exclaimed, feeling as if everything was crumbling around her. And you think reporting it to the police will make things better? John asked, his eyes narrowing. You'll only hurt yourself. She looked into his eyes, sensing the anger and fear within him. Maybe I will have to face the consequences. But I can't let you control my life anymore, Emily said, her tone growing stronger. She knew this was a pivotal moment. One where she had to choose between safety and truth. You can trust me, John pleaded, his voice becoming urgent. We can get through this together. Just stand by me. Stand by you? To continue living in lies and secrets? Emily questioned, her anger surging. I can't do that. I can't hurt myself any longer. Then you will lose everything, John said, his expression turning desperate. You won't just lose me, you'll lose the life you've built. Emily felt her heart shatter. She searched John's eyes for a sign of truth but only found fear and calculation. I can't continue like this, she said, her voice softening but still resolute. She felt as if she were in the middle of a storm, where everything could change in an instant. You'll regret it, John repeated, but this time his voice was weaker. If you report it to the police, they won't just investigate me, they'll investigate you too. You won't be able to escape this. A chill ran down Emily's spine. She couldn't ignore what Lisa had said, but she also couldn't dismiss John's warnings. She stood there, caught between two choices, feeling as if time had stopped. I can't live in fear forever, she thought to herself. You can trust me. John insisted again, his tone shifting to one of desperation. We can face this together. Just don't turn your back on me. Turn my back on you? To keep living in deceit and secrets? Emily asked, her frustration rising. I can't do that. I can't hurt myself any longer. Then you will lose everything, John said, his eyes pleading. You won't just lose me, you'll lose the life you've built. Emily felt as if her heart was breaking. She looked into John's eyes, searching for a sign of truth, but only found fear and calculation. I can't continue like this, she said, her voice trembling but firm. I won't let you decide my fate anymore. John fell silent, his expression shifting from anger to confusion. She could see the uncertainty in his eyes, as if he too was facing a reality he couldn't accept. You won't be able to escape this, he whispered, his voice almost pleading. Maybe I won't escape, but I won't let you control my life anymore. Emily replied, feeling a strength rising within her that she had thought she lost long ago. She turned away, stepping out of the bar, but her heart was still filled with unanswered questions. She didn't know what she would face in the future, but she knew she had made the right decision for herself. She wouldn't let fear hold her back any longer. As she reached the door, a cold gust of wind blew through, causing her to shiver. She felt as if she were stepping into a new world, where anything could happen. Her heart was filled with complex emotions: fear, freedom, and loneliness. She didn't know what awaited her, but she knew she had decided to live authentically. Looking out at the street, she wondered, will the truth be strong enough to set me free? Or will it only push me into another storm? She didn't know the answer, but one thing was certain: her fight had only just begun. She wouldn't let anyone, not even John, decide her fate. She would uncover the truth, no matter how painful it might be. She was ready for this battle, and within her, a new fire had ignited, the fire of determination and strength.